Hello, this is Patrick from XPression, and I'd like to show you some new function blocks inside of Visual Logic for date and time. I have a graphic here on screen. If you look down in the bottom right corner on my viewport, you can see I'm doing a countdown graphic, and it's a countdown to spring. A quick couple of tips here. The font that I've made here to use with this, I'm just using compact to bold. A couple of tips that I've done each of these fields here. If I go to tabs and options, I've set the alignment to align right in the field. I've set the maximum width, not that I needed to do that. And if I look at the scene fonts, there's a couple things I've done here for these fonts, for the clock functions. I've set them to be monospace numbers and characters. I've set the preview thumbnails to 0 so that I can see what they're doing. And again, they're right justified blocks of text. Now, I've got a text field for days, hours, minutes, seconds. I've got something for the time labels, which is not published, and I've also got something called target date, which is just a visual so that I can show it to you. And let's go forward with this. I'm going to go ahead and launch Visual Logic, which again on the viewport is the little first icon block here. If you click on it for Edit Visual Logic, I want to work with the new function box for date and time. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to find it. I'm going to encode a date and time. And again, I'm counting down to something. And since you want to know what I'm counting down to, I'm counting down to the spring equinox for 2017, which will happen on Monday, March 20th at 6:28 a.m. in the Northern Hemisphere. So I'm going to make that go away. I'm going to come down here to the encode date block, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to set this for the 2017. It is March 20th, 6:28, and it will be AM. And the date format that I've chosen, just so we can see this, I have the different choices here from a pull-down menu. I will leave it alone and make it this. And also, I'm going to show you, I've got the ability to put this on here. I have a target date. I'm going to take the text from there, and just so we can visualize it, I'm going to put that up on screen so we can see it. So if I move this down out of the way, you can see this countdown will be triggered from our current time to this date and time. Now, the next thing I need to do is put our current time in here. And I'm going to go into timers and counters, and I'm going to find clock. I'm going to put that out on screen for myself. And I can see I have different formats here for what I'm going to do with that. I want to go ahead and I want to see what the time delta is. So I'm really just going to choose time delta. I'm going to put this out here. And what I want to do is I want to take the current target date, which is going to be my top date, and I want to take the date and time from my clock and put that into the system. Now, remember I did a field for each of these, and you're going to see why in a second. It's going to make sense a couple of times over. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go grab the text field for days. I'm going to go grab the text field for hours. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab it for minutes. And I'm going to go ahead and grab it for seconds. Now, I'm going to put those on my viewport here, or my Visual Logic screen here. And I'm going to connect the time delta of days to days. And as I do that, let me move this around so you can see what happens as soon as I do this. I'm going to grab the side of this box here and move it over so you can see it. And scroll this just a little bit. I'm going to connect the time delta for days to my days input field, and it's 93 days away. And additionally, the hours, I'm going to take minutes, and I'm going to take seconds. And you're going to see why I did this way in just a second. You're going to see each of these fields are counting down, and what I'm getting from the system is the actual countdown. So right now I'm getting double digits for all of this. When it gets down below double digits, meaning less than 10, I'll get a single digit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into strings, and I have a float value here in the numbers. So I'm going to do a format float and have it set ready to go. I'm going to change that quickly to using a custom format, and I'm going to change it to 00 from everything else. In other words, it's 2 digits of 0. And I'm going to do this as quickly as I can so you can actually see it happen. So I've got that format float. You can see if I look over here at my countdown, my seconds are going to drop under 10. It's going to go to single digits. I'm just going to go ahead and connect that seconds to my format float and my format float back to seconds. And look at that, I've got double digits again with the leading 0, and the clock will start ripping around again. I would probably do that for all the fields because for my particular clock, I'd like to see all those put together. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. The format float I can show you later. There's a whole bunch of string values you can put together to make this more user-friendly, but I just want to do a quick countdown to a target date in the future, and you can see I'm days in the future for this particular request, but this kind of gives you an idea of how to do a countdown to a particular date event.